Do you feel like you're suffering from a lot of negative thoughts? You can't stop thinking negative things. You go round and round in circles. You lay in bed at night thinking about it. You wake up anxious. If so, you might be suffering from a little bit of the old self-centeredness. I don't mean this to criticize you, but self-obsession can often manifest itself in obsessive thought cycles. If you're experiencing this, you might want to try the Ego Eradicator, a Kundalini yoga technique known to dissolve your ego. This don't mean eradicate the ego to the point where you don't know who you are or where you are, but you just sort of float all around indifferent to everything. When people talk about in a spiritual context about ego eradication or getting out of self-centeredness, it means the prohibitive and inhibitive tendency to take your individual needs so seriously that it stops you living life. Like you get obsessed with your own desires, obsessed with your own fear, unable to cope in relationships because of that. Now, I've had a lot of problems in all those areas, and these techniques can be really, really useful. The Ego Eradicator works like this, right? We start always, don't we, with that Om Namo Gurudev Namo thing. We do that 3 times. And the Ego Eradicator, the reason I'm keen to show it to you is because it runs on that thing, the breath of fire. Breath of fire means, well, the breath of fire is this. I'm pumping the old belly, and I'm breathing in and out, in, out, in, out, in, out, through what I call my snout. Now, if you want to do it, you bloody well can. Maybe think the words Sat Nam while you do it. I was told that that's like a buddy name for God, a mate name, an appropriately friendly name for God, like God's within you and God is your pal looking after you. Bring your attention to here, to the third eye point between your brows. This is what you're instructed to do. And in this Ego Eradicator exercise, you sit like this. It's called easy pose. You know, you could do lotus if you wanted to, but you don't need to. You put your fingers on them little pads there. You stretch your thumbs right out, just so you can sort of see. I've got my hands like that, but I'm stretching it out on what I think is a 60-degree angle, but I've never claimed to be an expert in geometry. We close the eyes, we pump the belly, and we're going to do this for 3 minutes after we've done the tune-in mantra. And it's a bit like this. Make a note of stuff you go through, stuff that you think, feelings you feel, if you really want to stop it. Then right at the end of it, when the 3 minutes goes, when the bell goes, you'll hear it go on this video, I'll take a big breath like this, and I'll lock everything up. I'll pull my chin in, I'll put tension through the body, energy through the body, but I'll be locking up like my bum and my belly, like that, creating what are called bandhas, root locks, stomach locks. This is all about stimulating the Kundalini energy, the energy of survival and creativity, particularly pro-creativity, and bringing it up the nervous system. Curious stuff. Before we start, why don't you give yourself a score between 0 and 10 on how you're feeling right now with regards to your negative thinking. Then afterwards we'll check in again and give ourselves another score, see if we've improved. Careful doing this sort of thing if you've got a respiratory condition or heart condition, because it can be pretty intense. And if you feel dizzy or lightheaded at any time, just plough on. No, stop if you feel like that. Obviously, what are you, crazy, for God's sake? Let's give it a go, shall we? Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And do it 3 times. Satnam. 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 Now, having tried that exercise myself, I feel calmer, I feel more clear-headed, I feel a bit hot actually as well. It heats you right up, you know. So, but in terms of negative thinking, I feel pretty clear. I think these techniques cultivate an aspect of your personality or your awareness, say, that is dormant. The personality could be argued to be a kind of a construct anyway. If you do things like this, it creates a sort of a deeper awareness in you and more potential for freedom, particularly freedom inside your own head. Because in a way, don't you know that external conditions, though in highly influential, can be overcome. For example, think of if you're depressed or you're heartbroken, don't matter where you are, does it? It could be in the most beautiful place in the world if your heart's broken, or if you're in love with someone, similarly, you could be anywhere, some appalling place. Haven't you ever fallen in love in a car park before? Not just with someone you just met, hopefully, although I don't know. You live your life however you want to. Let me know what you thought of this exercise. Let me know if you found it effective, and if you're like a Kundalini expert or teacher, let me know if there's any way that I can improve it. Thanks.